This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening, I'm Justin Betty.
And I'm Stacy Van Dyke. Residents at a South Fargo apartment complex are on edge after a string of vehicle break-ins.
Police say several cars were broken into yesterday morning on the 5400 block of 42nd Avenue South. Valley News Team's Nisha Taylor spoke with one of the victims whose vehicle was targeted.
Broken glass and clothing are some of the things still left behind in this parking lot of an apartment building after residents say 7 vehicles were broken into.
It was just a real big shock.
Ashley Hoffman is one of several residents whose vehicle had been broken into at the South Fargo apartment complex.
This back window was shattered. We walked into the glass all on the ground.
And all of her belongings had been rummaged through.
Center console, everything out of it was in the passenger seat, so they dug through everything.
Hoffman says the culprits managed to get away with a few sentimental items.
Took some checks. They took my boyfriend's dad's sweater that passed away in September, and they took a memento box of mine that had a bunch of stuff that was from trips that me and my boyfriend have taken together the last 4 or 5 years.
It's only been a month since Hoffman had been living in her building. Now she says the whole situation has her feeling unsettled.
It makes me feel very, very unsafe to be here.
But she also says she feels outraged.
I'm just overall very angry. You know, I worked hard for those things. And yeah, just the memories I won't ever be able to get back.
Fargo police confirms 4 of the vehicle break-ins had been reported, and it's unclear exactly how much was taken from all of the victims. But Hoffman tells us there are no cameras at the building. In Fargo, Nisha Taylor, Valley News Live.
Authorities say they're still working with the victims to collect information about the incident, and the investigation remains ongoing. In the weather department, we're getting rid of the wind, but as you can tell if you look outside, it's starting to feel like winter again. Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson is here with a first look at the forecast. Hutch?
Stacy, thanks so much, and good Tuesday evening, everyone. We're watching a band of snow showers push their way into the FM area right now. You can see it's coating our Luther Family Ford location with a layer of slippery flakes out there. A little bit of freezing mist with this as well on the windshields as it first started. So your roads are very slippery. Let's take a look elsewhere as the snowflakes are indeed flying in other locations as well across the valley. They're flying in Thief River Falls right now. We also have that Lancaster area seeing some flakes horizontally flying out there, and they've left a layer of slippery, icy road conditions. Here's a narrow band showing up on the radar, moving right over Mayville on the radar site now. So that Highway 200 corridor, seeing some snow showers, and this is what we're seeing blow into the FM area. Notice radar showing the band has not even reached town yet, but because of those very strong north winds at about 25 miles per hour, we're seeing those flakes push their way right into town. So there's that heavier band pushing through Mayville. Here's the one working its way into Clay County and the northern part of the metro area. Take a look at visibilities. They have improved somewhat, 1 3/4 miles or so at times here in the FM area. Same thing up near Baudette. Gusty winds to 30 miles per hour still into the late night hours. So it's slippery out there if you're heading outdoors. Snow showers should be wrapping up here fairly shortly. As we go by 2 o'clock in the morning, it should be all but done. The wind will remain breezy, 15 to 30 miles per hour throughout the overnight. Look at these temperatures sneaking down towards 0 and sub-zero wind chills. I'll have details on a very cold stretch, but much warmer weather in the forecast. I'm really excited and elated to share with you all the details on that in a few minutes.
We're glad to hear that too.
Yeah,
thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Fargo police are asking for help finding 2 teens they say ran away from home. Police say 13-year-old Jaden Blake ran away from his home on 23rd Street South. He was last seen around 6 o'clock tonight wearing a blue hooded Converse sweatshirt, a red t-shirt, gray jeans, and black and white shoes. Police say he's about 5'6", 130 pounds. Police are also looking for help tracking down this 16-year-old Jamal Sheriff, who they say ran away from home last night. He's 6'4" and weighs approximately 180 pounds. Sheriff was last seen wearing the hoodie in this photo with gray sweatpants and house slippers. Anyone with information on either missing teen is asked to call police.
A Fargo woman is warning of a new scam hitting the metro tonight. It targets those looking to just make a little extra cash, as well as a local downtown business. Carol Degenstein says it started as a Facebook post looking for drivers willing to put advertising decals on their cars. Says a few days later she received a $2,400 check. However, when she did some digging, things didn't seem to add up. The Marsh and McLennan agency, whose name is on the check, says they didn't send her the check and they had no idea a scam with their company name even existed. In a statement today, the agency says they are grateful she brought the issue to their attention and they plan to work with police to investigate further. Fargo Public Schools say on average there are 10 to 30 subs short every day, but tonight they did not approve a plan to increase their pay for daily subs. Right now, Fargo and West Fargo offer daily subs $112 per day. Some on the board were hoping to boost that to $200 a day for elementary subs, $175 for middle and high school. But others say it's hard to know if that wage increase would actually lead to more subs coming in, and money's tight. The board also discussed a decrease in the graduation rate, going from 87% in 2020 to an 84% graduation rate last year. It's not a huge drop, but it has fallen below the state graduation rate for now the last 3 years in a row.
Teachers in Minneapolis went on strike today. Educators took to the picket line to voice their demands for smaller class sizes and better mental health support.
And as of right now, we are on strike. We're on strike for safe and stable schools. We're on strike for systemic change. We're on strike for our students, the future of our city, and the future of the Minneapolis public schools.
Meanwhile, teachers in St. Paul narrowly avoided a strike themselves after reaching an agreement with that school district last night. A man has been arrested in connection to a string of burglaries across Cass County. West Fargo police say this man, Shelby Witt, is responsible for burglarizing 6 commercial and industrial buildings in West Fargo back in December. We looked through court records and found that Witt also has a number of other felony charges against him. Those include stealing a car, phones and wallets, as well as cash and other items from local businesses.
Bail has been set for 3 people after a woman claims she was kidnapped and forced to dig her own grave. Alicia Alanis, Mariah Bunker, and Joshua Adams are all charged in this case. The victim told officers she asked Alanis for a ride from Fargo to her apartment in Detroit Lakes on Friday. Court documents say Alanis instead drove the victim and these two to a rural area where she gave the victim a shovel and told her to dig her own grave. All 3 deny those allegations. A man's been arrested for burglary after calling dispatch claiming someone broke into his home. Early this morning, Casey DuBois told police dispatchers his house had been broken into and that he was leaving with a weapon. He then called a second time, saying he was at NDSU's Niskanen Hall. Police then received a separate report about a man who had broken a window at Niskanen and climbed inside. Police located DuBois nearby and arrested him for burglary.
Russia is continuing its attacks on Ukraine, and more than 2 million Ukrainians have now fled the country looking for safety. Ukraine's president continues to plead with the West for more assistance, but the U.S. and European allies are still trying to walk the tightrope, trying to avoid starting a world war. Vladimir Putin has again promised a ceasefire for tomorrow to open humanitarian corridors and let people leave, but the last few times they did that, they broke that promise. People around the world are horrified by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and they're coming up with creative ways to help, including companies like Uber and Etsy.
Uber has basically said we're going to give free rides to people who are at the Ukrainian-Polish border, and Uber users here in the U.S. can give through the app. Etsy said no fees for people who are selling stuff who are based in the Ukraine.
People are also sending money directly through Airbnb by booking rooms they don't intend to use. Airbnb has temporarily waived fees on Ukraine bookings, so it won't profit from this.
Still ahead tonight, gas prices may feel like a slap in the face. We'll tell you when experts say they may return to normal.
And we have some snow showers now moving through the FM area. They're going to continue their trek slowly to the south, leaving a layer of slippery on your morning roads. Now we turn our attention to some mighty cold air, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's pretty bright. I'll have those details next.